guaranteed. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello.
Hello.
And welcome back to Spooky Chat.
Yes, the cause of the macabre.
Cast of the Macabre. You've had an outfit change.
Yeah, I got cold.
Fair enough. And I love those sunglasses.
Thank you.
You will be wearing them to the Tim Burton exhibition that we're going to go to at the weekend.
Yes, on the 26th of April.
So excited.
Nearly said October.
So excited.
Mm-hmm.
So this was one of my birthday presents from Ali and Mark, and they're taking me. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. I need to wear something black and white. To be fair, most of my wardrobe is black.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to have to confer and figure out our outfits because it needs to be homage to the king himself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hit my head on the lights a little while ago. It's made me feel a bit sick. So I'm all right.
That's all right. Well, I feel sick because I've eaten too much, so that's a different story. If you need to leave the room, just put your hand up and go. You know.
Excuse me, miss.
How did you hit your head on the lights, though?
It was as I was coming out there.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
It was quite hard.
Whereabouts on your head did you hit it?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Slightly tender. Yeah, it jumped out at me.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Well, if you need to leave, just get up and
Just
quiet.
to throw up. Yeah. Just hear me in the background.
Yeah. So... Obviously, we've already had a spooky chat today, but has anything else weird or wonderful happened to you apart from hitting your head on the lights?
No.
I'm trying to think. There must be... The thing is, when weird and wonderful things happen to us, I think they just go by because to us it's normal.
Mark found one of my earrings that I thought I'd lost for ages.
Oh.
Yeah, it just randomly got stuck at the bottom of his croc.
Oh, okay. So your croc is a thief.
Yeah.
It's a thief.
It was a little bat earring.
Oh.
Yeah. I was looking after them. That one got away from me.
I'm actually wearing the bat ring that Alex and Mikey gave me today.
Aww.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, a pair of my tunnels.
Doorknobs.
My favourite ones that I had thought I'd lost one, but I've actually lost both. And then I've been under that bed a couple of times, and then I was under it today, and there they were.
Amazing.
Even though I, literally just on the edge. Then,
Ghost.
yeah.
Or Goob's teething crocs.
Yeah, it
nabbed
could be.
them and then put them back. You never know.
I mean, that's not really weird or spooky, but that happened.
Could be if a ghost did it.
I do have some good news.
Go on then.
I got my most recent assignment results back, and I got 90.
Yay!
And they asked me to get it. Well, they say I should get it published. So that's twice now I've been told to publish some of my work. So, yay!
Very proud.
Only
of
short
you.
stories, but
Don't belittle your achievements.
no,
woman.
it's not like a novel or anything.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. It's amazing. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Well done. Yeah, so because I said to you, "Oh, have you let your mum know?"
And
then
I checked her.
But she didn't say anything until the next morning. She was like, oh, "Have you heard from Ali?" I was like, "Yeah." She told me last night. She was like, "Oh, why did she tell you before me?" I was like, "She didn't. You just did not read the message or didn't look at your phone until the next morning."
It took a little while for it to actually go through to her, but it did go through to her the same day.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy lady. Our family's mental.
Mental. Poor Felix.
Poor Felix. So today, this is actually left over from the last spooky chat that became too long. So I've cut it into two. So these are from the same source, which is Life Science Online. And this is the top 10 conspiracy theories for you.
Excellent.
I love a conspiracy theory. Well, we all do.
We all do, but you say they give you an existential crisis.
Immediately. But lots of things do. Like, if I'm sitting there and I think too much about the fact that I'm looking out of my own eyes, that gives me an existential crisis. If I look up at the sky and realise how big it is, existential crisis. It doesn't take a lot.
No.
In fact, that's just what my life is, like one after another, after another, after another. Gibbs, what are you a conspiracy theorist enthusiast? Or do you think it's silly, or does it depend? Do you have any views on this? Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I think they are. Especially when we did JFK case. Because there's so many.
Yeah.
Yes, some of the super vague ones, not so much, but when there's quite a lot and people are saying similar things, it is very interesting. So at number 1, I hadn't heard about this. The dead internet theory. Had you heard about this?
Beg your pardon?
Exactly. So this first surfaced on the Agora Roads Macintosh Cafe forum in 2021, so quite recent, when a user started a thread called Dead Internet Theory, most of the internet is fake, citing posts from major online discussion forums like 4chan. The theory claimed that non-human bots are responsible for almost all online activity and content creation. At a top level, the concept is that artificial intelligence, AI, and chatbots automatically churn out social media posts designed to farm clicks, comments, and likes on platforms like Facebook and TikTok. They do this because more engagement leads to more advertising dollars, but the accounts responding to those automatic posts are in turn bots and AI agents. The conspiracy claims. In other words, everything is happening between machines, no humans needed. Go deeper down the rabbit hole, and some dead internet proponents argue that government organisations use these bots to manipulate human opinions.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I would definitely say there's truth in that, and I actually think there is a little bit of truth in what they're saying, and it just ends up like a non-entity because one cancels out the other. So it's like, well, if it is a dead internet, what's the point? But this feeds nicely into the fact that we want to start a political party and or cult that takes us all back to the 90s. So this could work in our favour, actually.
Oh, yeah. Things are definitely governed, and I think they're definitely manipulated.
Absolutely. Yeah. Proponents argue the internet died around 2016 or 17. We just didn't know it back then. This conspiracy theory has a little kernel of truth at its core. Bots account for around half of all internet traffic, research suggests. That said, there are definitely humans on the internet. That's a very, very interesting one, and it'd be good to see what Goobs thinks and what the listeners think as well, because I think you can't deny the fact that there are bots on the internet. Goobs reckons a solid 90% is bots. I'd be inclined to believe you.
It'd definitely be a massively high percentage.
Yeah.
I mean, we know there's humans because we use the internet.
Yeah, but I think there are less and less humans.
I think most things are probably, no, I'm not a bot.
Are you? Maybe she is a bot, and when she hit that light, she malfunctioned a little bit.
No, I malfunctioned before I hit the light.
Oh, no, don't say that. He just said, are we all bots in the Matrix?
Like we're all part of an experiment.
Existential crisis alert. Yeah. That's the thing, I think. This then feeds onto many, many, many other conspiracy theories. Like, are we part of a
But is there
simulation?
evidence that the internet died?
I mean, it doesn't say here. But, I mean, I would imagine there is evidence that however many users are bots, but then would they cover that up? So who knows?
Yeah.
How would you ever know? Because they probably don't want
CIA,
to know.
baby.
That's it. It's all a bit...
MI5.
Yeah.
All of that jazz.
And it boggles my brain slightly. It's like way beyond my comprehension as a human. And I don't really want to be able to comprehend it, actually. I'm just going to go back to the 90s with my bottle of Hooch or Two Dogs 2020, Blur Oasis.
Yeah. Grunge.
Adidas. Basically what I'm doing now. But it just means it will be okay back then. Not that it's not okay now. Yawn. Okay, so there we go. There's that conspiracy theory, which, that really freaks me out, but it's fine. I'll get over it by the time I've read the second one. So number 2.
Sorry, I just yawned.
That's quite all right.
You're not boring me.
No, I mean I am. It's fine.
No, you're not.
I am talking, so of course you're bored. Would you like to go to the non-emergency medical centre or the hospital?
No, because I've already been.
It doesn't mean you can't go again. You haven't
They're going to get sick of me.
excelled your quota for the week, year.
No,
month.
no, I'm fine.
Okay.
If I start to fall asleep, just make sure I'm okay.
I can't move because of all this situation, but I can throw a very lightweight pumpkin at you.
Yeah, don't make it heavy. I can't have another bump.
They're not. They're literally made of air.
I don't want you to throw a pink limpy at me either.
Oh no.
It's the return of the limpies.
The return of the pink limpies. Right, so number 2, the evidence is overwhelming that the terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001 were indeed the result of a conspiracy of Osama bin Laden and a crew of mostly Saudi hijackers. This is too simple for some, though. Conspiracy theorists have a variety of much more complex explanations for what happened at the World Trade Center and Pentagon that day, often involving insider knowledge by President George Bush, Vice President Dick Cheney, and top Bush advisors.
Yeah, see, I've heard that it was an inside job, but I don't know too much about...
I remember at the time looking quite far into it. I think I blocked it out because it ends up worrying me. Some famous conspiracy theories rely on anti-Semitic tropes, such as the attacks being orchestrated by Israel. Many claim that because jet fuel can't melt steel beams, the Twin Towers must have been brought down by controlled demolition from bombs planted before the planes hit. See, that's the theory I've read into.
No, I've not heard that.
A 2006 Nova documentary debunked these claims, apparently. It is, in fact, quite impossible for the columns holding up skyscrapers to fail catastrophically when exposed to fires burning on multiple floors. Other claims are refuted by simple logic. If a hijacked aeroplane did not crash into the Pentagon, as is often claimed, then where is Flight 77 and its passengers? In many conspiracy theories, bureaucratic incompetence, I am incompetent too, is often mistaken for conspiracy. Our government is so efficient, knowledgeable and capable, so the reason goes, that it could not possibly have botched the job so badly in detecting the plot ahead of time or responding to the attacks. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, the thing is, it's a tricky one because it really gets people riled up, understandably.
Yeah, I am very reluctant to say anything with regards to that.
Yeah.
One, I don't know enough, and two, what happened was absolutely horrific. I don't want to run the risk of upsetting anyone.
No, I mean, I'm quite happy to upset people, but not on this particular subject
No, exactly,
matter.
Yeah. That, you know, we're constantly at risk. Like, we've been on high security alert for God knows how many years now, from all of that. It's terrifying.
It is really scary. And this is one of the, and I know people will come at me for not watching like the news very much, but I can't do it. We are not supposed to know what is going on the other side of the world, and it's just too much information, and there's nothing I can do about.
And that's the thing.
And it is always bad news. Yeah, I literally, I don't know if it's because of my mental health or just who I am as a person, but I can't deal with it. I'm just like, no, that's not for me at the moment. I will look, I'll keep up to date with current affairs and things, but the news, and also, I mean, I don't particularly know if you can believe the news anymore. So who knows if what they're saying is actually happening. But so number 3, and this is about Princess Diana. I have heard a few conspiracy theories about this. So within hours of Princess Diana's death on August 31st, 1997, in a Paris highway tunnel, conspiracy theories swirled. As was the case with the death of John F. Kennedy, the idea that such a beloved and high-profile figure could be killed so suddenly was a shock. This was especially true of Princess Diana. Royalty die of old age, political intrigue, or eating too much rich food. They don't get killed by a common drunk driver. Unlike many conspiracy theories, though, this one had a billionaire promoting it. Mohammed Al-Fayed, the father of Dodi Al-Fayed, who was killed along with Diana. Al-Fayed claims that the accident was in fact an assassination by British intelligence agencies at the request of the royal family. Al-Fayed's claims were examined and dismissed as baseless by a 2006 inquiry. The following year, at Diana's inquest, the coroner stated that the conspiracy theory advanced by Mohammed Al-Fayed has been minutely examined and shown to be without any substance. On April 7th, 2008, the coroner's jury concluded that Diana and Al-Fayed were unlawfully killed due to negligence by their drunken chauffeur and pursuing paparazzi, the New York Times reported.
So a lot I've heard is it was the Queen Mother. You know, obviously her and Charles were iffy. He wanted to be with Camilla.
There are just so many conspiracies. There is swirling around this.
And the thing is, we're not supposed to know what goes on in the royal family either.
No, exactly. So the conspiracy theory was also believed by Prince Harry, who said in January 2023 that he believed she could still be alive for many years after the crash. He told Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes that he thought she may have faked her own death and they would be reunited at some point. So that's another conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
That in fact she didn't die.
No, I believe she died.
I think it's very convenient that it happened in a tunnel. Again, I don't probably know enough about it.
You've got to kind of look at each individual factor, like how did they manage to get... Well, obviously, you know, the paparazzi are going to be pursuing a royal if they know that she's there. And would...
The chauffeur be drunk?
Like when you know you've
Very
got
much doubt
precious cargo.
Yeah. Again, seems a little bit too convenient.
Yeah. My friend Chloe is like, she's really into like sort of royal history and stuff like that, and she's fascinating to talk to about it. I need to get her opinion, really.
Yeah. Does Goobs have an opinion on this or not so much? Can I just say I've eaten way too much.
Yeah, he doesn't think it's a conspiracy. I mean, I can see where the conspiracies come from, but it just seems like it just came out of the blue rather than being anything that you could measure.
Yeah.
And be substantial. Sort of clickbait before clickbait was a thing. It's an odd one.
Yeah, it is an odd one. It's strange.
There's certain things like you say, why would the chauffeur be drunk?
Yeah, it's
when he knows that he's driving.
Highly unlikely, I think. But there we go. So Winnie's just come out of her bed and she's now smushing on the carpet. Win.
She's a happy girl.
Hello, Wednesday. You're gorgeous. Right. So number 4. Ever been watching a movie and suddenly get the munchies, or sitting on your sofa watching TV and suddenly get the irresistible urge to buy a new car? If so, you may be the victim of a subliminal advertising conspiracy. I did a project on this when I was doing media production. This is a very, very interesting one. So proponents of this conspiracy theory include Wilson Brian Key, author of Subliminal Seduction, and Vance Packard, author of The Hidden Persuaders, both of whom claimed that subliminal subconscious messages in advertising were rampant and damaging. Though the books caused a public outcry and led to FCC hearings, much of both books have been discredited, and several key studies of the effects of subliminal advertising were revealed to have been faked. In the 1980s, concern over subliminal messages spread to bands such as Styx and Judas Priest, with the latter band even being sued in 1990 for allegedly causing a teen's suicide with subliminal messages. The case was dismissed. Did you want to say something?
Sorry, the whole music made them do it.
Oh, I know. If you play this backward, it says this, and subliminal mental processing does exist, and it can be tested. But just because a person perceives something, a message or advertisement, for example, subconsciously, means very little by itself.
People will find their own meaning. They will find what they want to.
Yeah, they'll see what they want to.
In anything.
There is no inherent benefit of subliminal advertising over regular advertising, any more than there would be in seeing a flash of a commercial instead of a full 20 seconds. Getting a person to see something for a split second is easy. Filmmakers do it all the time. Watch the last few frames in Hitchcock's classic Psycho. Getting a person to buy or do something based on that split second is another matter entirely. It is super, super interesting. So I concentrated on the fact that there were subliminal messages in films and then just used some examples, not necessarily subliminal messages in the way this is describing, but it's kind of the suggestion of a character forming and things like that. So in Fight Club, you've got the flashes of Tyler Durden, is his name Tyler Durden? He comes up, he flashes up, but you'd never know. You'd have to pause it to notice it. And there's a bit of it in Natural Born Killers, and there's quite a lot of films where they do it, but it's just to get the character cemented in your brain before they arrive on the screen type thing. Okay. So it's kind of a different way of it. It's sort of storytelling, but
we're a consumerist populace. So if we see an advert, we always want things. Yeah. So you see an advert that gets into something in your head, and you're like, oh yeah. It is good advertising. It's clever.
Yeah, that's it, absolutely. I remember this is not advertising or subliminal messaging, but when Joe and I watched Super Size Me, it's supposed to put you off McDonald's.
All I wanted was McDonald's.
Us too.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my God, we're so hungry. So the opposite effect.
Don't get me wrong, like, I would think I was disgusting afterwards, having watched that, but...
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah.
But then you're going to get some people that are more susceptible than others.
True.
As well, so...
There were some instances, I should have actually looked up some, where... So, when people were showing films, they would splice in to the film frames from porn films, and they did it in a few Disney films. So there's occurrences like that where and it's so quick.
You don't register.
You don't register, but it is there. But it happened in a few things. And that side of things and the whole subliminal messaging for storytelling, I think, is very, very interesting. So there we go. Number 5. NASA. Moon landing.
Oh, yeah, I heard that one.
I knew that would creep in here. So NASA landed astronauts on the moon in 1969. By the 70s...
I'm surprised that's not number 1.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not number 1, actually. By the 70s, a bizarre conspiracy emerged that the moon landing never happened. The conspiracy was described in a 1976 self-published book, We Never Went to the Moon, America's $30 billion Swindle, and a 1978 movie, Capricorn 1. Even as late as 2001, there was a Fox documentary, Conspiracy Theory, Did We Land on the Moon?, that gave airtime to the claims that the whole Apollo moon landing programme was faked. There are plenty of debunkings of the various moon hoax claims, and then there's the issue of hundreds of pounds of moon rocks that have been studied around the world and verified as being of extraterrestrial origin.
But the moon's made of cheese.
It is. Marshmallows. How did NASA get the rocks if not during a moon landing? Why would scientists from around the globe willingly participate in the American Space Agency's hoax?
That's the thing. The study of science is the study for truth.
Yes. However, they did think the world was flat at one point.
Yes.
So...
That's very true.
Science is only fact at that time.
Yeah.
Facts change. So,
just to be... No, because the fact was always that the world was round. It's just people didn't have scientific knowledge or theory. You know, is that at me? No. Oh, they're not going to lie.
Who isn't?
NASA. Oh, the scientists, yeah.
But what I'm saying is what they believe to be scientific fact at that time can change.
Yeah.
Because they make new discoveries all the time. So what was fact at that moment, they might go, oh, actually, we just discovered this and it means this. So it slightly changes.
That's very true.
Just being devil's advocate.
But then having said that, you still got people that do believe that the earth is flat.
Yes. Yeah. Flat earthers. Yeah. I think that's actually in here as well.
Silly buggers.
In this list. many astronauts have been offended by the implication that they faked their accomplishments, which is that's, I like the way they're looking at it from that side, because it's just basically saying, you're a liar, you didn't accomplish this. In 2002, when conspiracy theorist Bart Sibrel confronted Buzz Aldrin and called him a coward and a liar for faking the moon landings, the then 72-year-old punched Sibrel in the jaw.
Go Buzz.
Go Buzz. Yeah, I mean, again, playing devil's advocate, there was a lot of politics surrounding America getting to the moon before Russia. So they would have had a reason to fake it.
Yeah.
But that's not saying that they did. But I can see...
But then you've got to look really deep into it and be like, you know, the pictures that, or the visuals that people saw, how closely do they line up with visuals from other people that have landed on the moon and things like that? Like, if they didn't know what the moon what actually looked like because they hadn't landed on it, how could that, like the surface of the moon from pictures they took, then correspond with ones from later landings?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And things like that.
Yeah.
It's,
That's, I think that is a good one. But like you said, I thought that might have been at number 1, actually.
Yeah.
So, number 6, Paul McCartney is not dead. I didn't think he was. I never thought he was dead.
Who said Paul McCartney was dead?
Apparently, as of mid-2024, oh no, that's saying as of mid-2024, which is when this article was written, he was still touring. He gives interviews, he has a website, he occasionally appears in the tabloids. Literally, people see him all the time. Pretty good for a guy that some conspiracy theorists think died in 1966. I have not heard this one, and it's silly. The Paul is dead conspiracy goes something like this. On November 9th, 1966, Paul McCartney got into an argument with the other Beatles, stormed out of the studio, and was promptly decapitated in a car accident. The hell has this come from?
I'm sorry, that would have been reported.
Yes. To cover the whole thing up, the band hired a look-alike and sound-alike.
Oh, that's just convenient. They could just find one.
Yeah. I mean, he's quite distinctive looking as well. It's not like he just looks like Outside Dave and, you know.
Yeah.
After going through all this trouble, though, the band then took great pains to drop clues in their album covers and lyrics to hint to the public that something was amiss. For example, on the cover of the Abbey Road album, all 4 Beatles are photographed striding across a zebra crossing, but only Paul McCartney is barefoot and out of step with the other 3.
What's bare feet got to do with it?
I have no idea. This must mean something, right? Despite public denials by the band and many, many public appearances by McCartney, fans couldn't just let it be. Pun there. And came together to look for more clues. See, these are the kind of conspiracy theories I enjoy because they're so ridiculous.
It's like there's a conspiracy that Avril Lavigne died.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that's another look-alike and sound-alike, I guess.
Again, she looks very distinctive. You're not easily...
She's got a very distinctive voice as well.
You're not just going to find another Avril wandering about the place.
Don't get me wrong, like you do get some very, very good look-alikes. But just because he's got bare feet on an album cover does not mean he's dead.
It's a bit of a stretch.
I don't get where's the correlation?
No idea. No idea at all.
I quite like the ridiculousness of it.
I like the ridiculousness of that because it's not political or anything. It's just silly.
Yeah, well, I'd never heard of that either.
No,
so.
I hadn't. That's quite strange. Things we are British and the Beatles are British. Don't anybody forget that. So were the Rolling Stones. So are the Rolling Stones. Right, so number 7. You'll know about this. John F. Kennedy was shot in 1963 in a Dallas motorcade. But did Lee Harvey Oswald act alone? Or was there a second gunman in the grassy knoll? These questions are the gateway to a vast arena of conspiracy theories that have spawned endless speculation and hundreds of books, articles and films. It didn't help that Lee Harvey Oswald was murdered in the basement of Dallas Police Headquarters while surrounded by police officers only 2 days after the assassination and by a gun with ties to the mob. The whole thing stunk, people figured. Plenty of shadowy culprits have been suggested as the masterminds of the Kennedy assassination. Fidel Castro's government, or maybe anti-Castro activists, or organised crime, or the CIA, or Vice President Lyndon Johnson, or, well, the thing about presidents is, it turns out they have a lot of enemies.
The thing that's annoying me about these conspiracy theories and stuff like that, they're not explaining why it's a conspiracy theory.
No, they've just listed the top ones and then just done a brief bit of garb about them.
So I'm going to keep this very short because we have already recorded our JFK episodes, which is a 3-parter, and that will be published through PowerTube before it comes out on YouTube and Spotify. So to keep it brief, one of the reasons why it's a conspiracy theory is because of the direction that JFK fell when he was supposedly shot in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Which was not forward, it was backwards. And that's what causes one of the conspiracy theories. I feel like this,
These are very brief.
Yeah.
Because
Castro, anti-Castro, making my mind
I
up.
didn't write this. I just lifted it from a website.
I'm blaming
verbatim, just because I thought it was a fun discussion.
No, it is. It is. No, it's annoyed me that they haven't gone into sort of as to why things, because I might be able to have more of an opinion if I could weigh up some in bunny ears. Is it bunny ears? Yeah. Evidence.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I chose this as a just brief list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's me being me.
On the site, there is more things about conspiracy theories that go into way more detail. This is just like
an
top
overview.
10 rundown of, you know, like the top 10 ghosts we did last time.
Okay, fair enough. I do apologise.
It was supposed to be on that spooky chat,
but
it was
we
too
got
long.
into Pink Limpies.
Yeah, so then it's been pushed to this one, so it makes even less sense, apparently. But
no, it doesn't make less sense.
No, but I know what you're saying. But they're just literally just brushing over them. So the Warren Commission report produced by the Official Investigation into Kennedy's death found no evidence of overarching conspiracies, though plenty of theories still flourish. And if you listen to our 3-parter, you will hear all about them. Really enjoyed that story.
Thank you.
It's a really good case. So number 8, there is one fact that almost all skeptics and believers agree on. Something crashed on a remote ranch outside of Roswell, New Mexico in 1947.
Child on a bike.
Yeah. The government at first claimed it was some sort of saucer, then retracted the statement and claimed it was really a weather balloon. I love the fact that they blame everything on a weather balloon or
blimp
or ball lightning. Yet the best evidence suggests that it was neither a flying saucer nor a weather balloon, but instead a high-altitude, top-secret military balloon dubbed Project Mogul. As it turns out, descriptions of the wreckage, first reported by the original eyewitnesses, very closely match photos of the Project Mogul balloons, down to the silvery finish and strange symbols on its side.
Again, I would have thought that would have been higher up.
Yeah, me too, because I feel like everyone's heard about Roswell. It's a very interesting one. Again, the whole alien thing, I very much believe it, but it gives me an immediate existential crisis.
I think I mentioned before, if you ever want to watch Mark and his sister get into an argument, mention aliens.
I think next time she's here, I'm just going to chuck it out into the
It's great entertainment. You never see Em get flummoxed or angry. As soon as you get Mark arguing with her about aliens, and that's the thing, like Mark never wins when it comes to Em and an argument, but that's one topic.
Love that. We should do experiments. Maybe we should do a podcast and just go, right, talk about that.
Yeah.
Just film it.
Sorry, Em.
Sorry about this.
She'll be listening. She'll go, I'm so angry right now.
Yeah. So the stories about crashed alien bodies did not surface until decades later, and in fact, no one considered the Roswell crash as anything extraterrestrial or unusual until 30 years later.
Oh.
When a book on the topic was published. There was indeed a cover-up, but it did not hide a crashed saucer. Instead, it hid a Cold War era spying program.
Ooh.
So, I mean, that would be a very interesting book to read on that whole topic. And there's probably loads of books about it.
It would, but aliens don't do it for me.
I strongly believe they exist. Says we can't be the only.
I think there has to be something else.
Yeah. I think we're a very volatile planet. And they probably just go, steer clear of them lot. We're basically the Asbos of the universe, I reckon.
Yeah, well, we're going to destroy ourselves.
Exactly. So they're like, oh, just don't, it's like when they say don't go to the wrong side of the tracks. We are the wrong side of the tracks
in
on
the
planet
universe.
Earth.
Yeah, Mark thinks we're a zoo for aliens.
That would make sense. They probably take bets on us because everything that happens is so ridiculous. I bet we're quite high up in the rankings of ridiculousness.
Humans?
No, us.
Oh.
With the amount of shit that happens to us. Yeah, us too, yeah.
Stop
Strongly
picking
agree.
on me.
No, me as well.
No, I meant the aliens, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I've eaten too much bacon.
And I hit my head too hard.
Yeah, at least you've got an excuse, I don't. So, at number 9, the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion is a hoaxed what does that say? Anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic.
Yeah, but they've spelt it wrong. Anti-Semitic book that purported to reveal a Jewish conspiracy to achieve world domination. Purported, I like that word. It first appeared in Russia in 1905 and described how Christians' morality, finances and health would be targeted by a small group of powerful Jews. The anti-Semitic idea that there is a Jewish conspiracy is nothing new, of course, and has been repeated by many prominent people, including Henry Ford and Mel Gibson. Yeah. In 1920, Henry Ford paid to have 500,000 copies of the Protocols of the Elders of Zion published. And in the 1930s, the book was used by the Nazis as justification for its genocide against Jews. In fact, Adolf Hitler referred to the protocols in his book, Mein Kampf. Though the book has been completely discredited as a hoax and forgery, it is still in print and remains widely circulated around the world.
See, that's dangerous.
Is bonkers.
Because if it's still in print and still distributed worldwide,
that's
you could
bad news.
Create a new Hitler. I mean, we're not that far off anyway.
I mean,
yeah, it's radicalisation, it's extremism, it's all of the above that could ruin us before we ruin ourselves. Well, that would be us ruining ourselves.
This is probably what the aliens are betting on. They're like, right, how are they going to completely F things up?
Yeah.
Place your bets now. Then at number 10, we have got, for years during the 1980s and 1990s, America became convinced that an underground network of Satanists was working together to kidnap, torture and abuse children. None of it was real, but the conspiracy theories destroyed lives and livelihoods.
Oh.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. The pinnacle was Geraldo Rivera's infamous NBC special Devil Worship, Exposing Satan's Underground, which aired on October 28th of 1988. Rivera relied on self-proclaimed Satanism experts, misleading and inaccurate statistics, crimes with only tenuous links to Satanism, and sensationalised media reports. It was the most viewed documentary in television history.
Oh my gosh.
There are over 1 million Satanists in this country, Rivera said, adding that the odds are they're in your town. The panic grew out of the idea that memories of abuse were often repressed and could be recovered with the help of hypnosis and
Satanic panic.
Yeah. This idea was popularised in the 1980 book Michelle Remembers, co-written by a Canadian psychiatrist and the patient he eventually married. Ethics red flag right there. In which the eponymous Michelle recovers memories of supposed ritual satanic abuse conducted by her mother. 1983, the panic exploded with the McMartin preschool trial, in which a California parent accused daycare owners of sexually abusing her son. Police then sent a letter to parents warning that their children may have been abused. urging the parents to ask what turned out to be leading questions to a bunch of suggestible preschoolers. Further questioning by authorities continued in this vein, yielding alleged eyewitness accounts by children of networks of secret tunnels and witches flying through the air. After 7 years, the daycare owners were eventually acquitted or had the charges dismissed. One was jailed for 5 years while awaiting trials and retrials. In the meantime, similar accusations spread through daycares around the country. Most were spurred on by...
People jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, absolutely. Most were spurred on by now discredited methods of questioning small children, methods that often led to children making sensational accusations because they wanted to please the authority figures questioning them. In a 1992 report on ritual crime, FBI agent Kenneth Lanning concluded that the rampant rumours around this ritual Satanism were unfounded. Philip Stevens Jr., Associate Professor of Anthropology at the State University of New York at Buffalo, said that the widespread allegations of crimes by Satanists constitute the greatest hoax perpetuated upon the American people in the 20th century. So that was known as Satanic Panic, which you will hear a lot about, actually, if you listen to true crime, watch true crime. A lot of things get blamed on Satanism.
Yes, and people say they're doing things in the name of Satanism, but they're bastardising Satanism because it's not actually sacrificing.
No.
And, that real sort of nasty side that people seem to associate with Satanism. It's nothing like that.
It's just people presuming, basically.
Yeah. And of course, then it gets twisted in things like film, literature, like fiction and things like that. And, you get a serial killer who says they worship Satan, but it's not in the way that Satan is.
Satanists actually do things. Yeah, that's it. Well, it's like, everybody wants to sort of pass the buck, pass the blame. It's when a lot of times children make violent towards each other, or young adults, or even adults, and they blame TV, horror. It's like
music,
exactly.
The thing is, they already had. If they were feeling a particular way, say for example anger. I mean, this is a very sort of basic, and then they listen to some sort of angry music. That could rile them up, but they were already feeling that particular way in the first place. The music didn't make them do it.
No.
Everyone has a choice, and everyone is, unless you are impaired by some sort of mental health issue or something like that, everyone is in control of their choices.
Yes. Yeah.
Or they are, if they're not, they are sick.
Yeah,
as in ill.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. So they were the top 10 conspiracy theories. I'm trying to think of one of my favourites, which, if I can find... Oh, to be fair, I could do it as a spooky chat. Was it's connected to MK Ultra, which, as we've spoken about before, I might join the experiments at this stage. Actually, no, I won't, because I need to look after Wednesday. But so it's linked to MK Ultra, so it's almost a branch of that wider conspiracy theory that the shooting in the Batman movie was somebody who was part of the MK Ultra program, and that the theory goes that happened so that all that the press attention was on that, whilst something else was going on in the background. So it was almost like, what you call it? No, I want to say disassociation.
Diversion.
So it's basically saying, look over here, while something's going on in the background, something political. So I need to do an episode.
Okay.
It's really, really interesting. But that sends me into a spin as well.
I just want to clarify my last point. I'm not saying like it's black and white with regards to choice. It is if you don't, if you are of sound mind, if you have a mental health issue, obviously it gets a bit twisted.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then it's very grey.
Yeah,
and lines are blurred.
But basically, you can't blame.
I was just thinking back to how that sounded like. I'm just saying, you have a choice.
No, I get what you're saying.
Sometimes things are impaired.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we're saying is, you can't blame Satanism for some things that someone's done over there, or you can't blame child's play for those guys over there doing something. Like, you can't just go, oh, that's why it happened. It's not that. No. Yeah. Got any conspiracy theories that you particularly want to share? That you know of?
No, to be fair, I don't really read into them all that much.
Maybe we should make a few up ourselves.
Although I have started on Instagram, I started following a page called Allegedly Something, and that is all about sort of conspiracy theories, actually. I've only just started, so I haven't looked into them too much, but it was just like a random clip that came up on my phone. I was like, oh, that's interesting, and then I started following them. So I'll have a look, and I shall report back.
Yeah, okay, let me know. Yeah. Send me something from there, and I'll have a look as well. I'm trying to think. I haven't written down my get in the bins or anything.
Mark's got one, Eye of the Sahara. I don't know what that is. Although it could be Atlantis. Oh, you have told me about that, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's it. Things like that are very, very interesting. I like reading up on stuff like that. Something in this, in my notes, actually made me think of a random fact. But
anything Graham Hancock does is ancient apocalyptic.
Yeah. So
it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, I've seen that. Okay, I might have to read that then. Interesting. Do you have a get in the bin, get in your pocket, and or random fact?
Get in the bin, hit in your head.
Yeah.
That really hurts.
Yeah.
I don't like that too much. Get in my pocket would be, when you've got those days where everything is done and you don't have to think about what has to be done. Like at the moment, I'm thinking in the back of my head, I've got uni to do. Blah, blah, blah. But when you've got a day when nothing has to be done and then your brain is just clear, that's a good day.
And you just enjoy the moment.
Yeah, and you're like, I can just lay on the couch and watch TV if I feel like it, or have a nap, or waste my time if I want to. That's a good day.
That is a good day, and it's a bit like the Reiki principles. Reiki? Yeah, I thought I said it wrong there. Where there's like one of the mantras is like, just for today, I won't worry. Just for today, I won't stress. And it's just taking a break, isn't it? Or being able to take a break and
you
not
feel like you can really breathe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to come back to me for my random fact.
Oh, I really thought in the notes there was something that had...
There was, you mentioned it.
It's gone completely out of my brain now, though. So my get in the bin is my memory, because it's getting worse and worse and worse. I can remember the lyrics to every song from the 90s, but I do not remember what I did 5 minutes ago. So that's the get in the bin. Get in my pocket is the fact that Wednesday is showing her character.
Yeah.
This is her second week with us, and she's becoming very cheeky and adventurous.
Oh, she certainly is. She's mastered the stairs.
She has mastered the stairs.
She didn't come from stairs, and she doesn't live at stairs.
No.
Or live with stairs, even.
She don't live at stairs.
But there are stairs here, and she's been exploring every room, and will just randomly go up and down the stairs now.
Yeah.
It's great.
She's gotten really brave, so that makes me happy. And Goob says she's a good girl and she is welcome to explore all she wants.
Absolutely.
So, random fact. I have one. It is connected to Wednesday. You already know this, but Wednesday's second name is Priscilla. So Reggie was Reginald Elvis, and Wednesday is Wednesday Priscilla.
Yep.
Because I'm a massive fan of Elvis, and his wife was called Priscilla. So she is Wednesday Priscilla Stanley.
Yes.
Random fact.
We love her.
Are we coming back to you, or do you want me to read these?
Do Gibbs.
So Gibbs, get in the bin is rain. Yeah.
Oh, I quite like the rain.
I
As long
quite
as I don't have to drive in it.
Rain is good when you have got a comfy day planned,
Yes.
and you're like, oh, you don't feel bad for
But
not
you
going
can
outside.
hear it.
Yeah,
But you're cosy.
yeah,
You've got a nice hot drink of whatever beverage you fancy.
yeah. Do you not even like it on those occasions, Goobs?
Really?
No, just doesn't like rain.
You like listening to it though?
His his pocket is bank holiday weekends, so we're
Yes.
recording this on Easter weekend. So we've had Good Friday, we've got Saturday, we've got Easter Sunday, and we've got Bank Holiday Monday.
Which means he's got the entire weekend off.
Yeah.
Like, well, he's got a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And his random fact, as the viewers, listeners can't hear me, he wears glasses and contact lenses. Yeah.
Blind as a bat, he is.
Is he actually?
He is blind as a bat. Yeah. I've got a random fact.
Have you? Yeah.
So the sound of people eating, breathing, etc. really irritates me. But when animals do it, it's really cute.
Absolutely.
They can make as much noise and squelching and breathing and snoring as they want.
Yeah.
Human does it.
Get out. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And give myself an aneurysm one day from like...
Oh, but Goobs is questioning you because he says, yet you love ASMR.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't love all types of ASMR.
Okay.
I like it when... So it all started because I'd watch like massage or chiropractor videos and I could imagine myself getting it done and it was quite calming.
Right.
And then after Richard died and I couldn't have any type of silence, I would then listen to like those kinds of like... No, you weren't allowed to breathe. But I would listen to sort of ASMR videos where it's like playing with the hair.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, just sort of massaging and that sort of thing. But ASMR with people eating or if they were heavy breathing or anything like that, absolutely not.
No, I get that.
Get me off this world, basically. Yeah.
I'm not as bad as you, but do you know what really gets me is on the train when people sniff really loudly, specifically on the train.
I have to apologise to Mark profusely because when I took him away for his birthday and we were hiking up giant hills and I got a runny nose and I couldn't stop it and I had nothing to blow my nose on, so I was sniffing constantly. And then I fell over.
Telling me. Wednesday's come to say hi. Hello, Bubba.
So yeah, I don't like it, and I know, and it was annoying me. This is the thing; it annoys me when I do certain things as well.
Yeah.
So it's not me being a hypocrite because it's annoying me too.
Yeah.
I don't like the TV on really loud, but if people are eating around me, then it has to be loud. It's like the lesser of two evils.
Yes. Yeah. But you're right, animals can make any noises and they're cute.
But it's like even I can sleep in a room where a TV is on as long as it's not too loud, but it's not mumbly. But if I can hear a TV underneath from another room and I'm sort of above it.
Yeah, because you used to bash on the floor at New Cheveley Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that drives me insane when it's like a mumble.
How weird. Okay.
It might be better if I go deaf.
No, babe, it wouldn't, because then you wouldn't be able to hear music.
That's very
And you wouldn't be
true.
able to hear the like Wednesday snoring. She snores very loudly.
Oh, and it's a little squeaking that she does, which sounds like a guinea pig.
She does.
And I want to hear the nice compliments that Mark gives me. He gave me one this morning.
Did he?
Yeah. So I smiled. He went, "Your teeth look stunning, by the way."
They do, honestly.
It's like, aw.
And they're your natural teeth.
These are not turkey teeth. I mean, you can tell because I smoke, so they're stained. But
They're really not.
No,
they're really white, babe.
I went to the hygienist the other day. That's why.
Yeah, honestly, they're looking so much better. They look great. Right, so
That's that.
I think that's that. So if you would like to find us, to listen to us, watch us, find us on social media, go to linktree/Cars and Macabre. To listen, to watch, to email us with spooky stories and or true crime stories.
To buy our merch.
To actually, do you know what? I'll put a link on our link tree for Ink and Engines as well.
Yeah, good idea.
Tickets. That's also pinned on our Instagram profile page, and it's in the show notes, so you can come and see us at Ink and Engines, and remind them what Ink and Engines is.
Ink and Engines is a car and tattoo convention that it will be its second year this year, and it's hosted at Norfolk Showground. There's going to be some great entertainment, some great stuff to do with cars, obviously a load of tattooists.
We're going to be there.
We're going to be there. Yeah, it's such a great event.
Yeah, and we're bringing our friend Spencer's car, which looks a bit like the car from Christine.
Yeah.
So we'll have a car on our stand as well. Goobs will be there. Wonder if he's going to wear a mask. I don't know yet. But yeah, so check them out. And thank you very much to Park Lane Studios. Mark does all of our production, our sound, our lighting, our Instagram, all the social medias, our video, all of the things.
Yeah.
All of it.
If you would be so kind as to like, subscribe, download, comment, review, share, tell everyone about us, that'd be grand.
Turn on the alert so you know that when new episodes are coming out. And talk about us so that we can get points, because points mean prizes.
And they certainly do. Don't send nudes.
No. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Take it away, Ali.
Well, until next time.
Stay spooky, bitches.